Today, I'm going to be telling you why I am very honest in terms of how I act ethically in business, in work, in school, and in dating. And it's backed up by some of the most successful people in some of these fields, from billionaires like Charlie Munger to people who are very successful with women like Tucker Max, slept with hundreds of women. And it's quite interesting when you hear what they have to say about the topic, so stick around. So basically what this means is I'm very ethical, I'm very honest, and again, honesty is different from just telling everyone everything about a female and her past if you ask. That's not honesty, that's just having a big mouth and telling everyone everything. So what I mean by honesty in terms of dating is if you're looking for something short term, you tell them I'm looking for something short term. And you tell the truth rather than lie and say you want something long term when in reality you want something short term like a hookup. Another thing would be something in terms of business. So for instance, one thing would be business economics. In terms of businesses, uh, what is usually the truth behind the matter is that the most profitable businesses in the long term are the ones who actually deliver profitable and valuable products or services through a very ethical, moral, honest system. They're not lying or cooking the books or changing the accounting in order to fudge the numbers and make it seem like they're profitable. And again, perhaps there are $1 million companies that succeed in this. But the thing is, they're always running against the clock, and every day is one of those days when they're scared they're going to get found out. And eventually, when they do, the whole thing crashes down like a pyramid scheme. Big examples are Enron and WorldCom. However, if you look at the most profitable businesses of all time, they actually have legitimate businesses, products, and services that actually benefit customers, that are actually tangible, that you can actually see, that are things people actually clamor for and buy and are happy that they purchased. The value that they exchange for money, oftentimes, they're more than happy to do so. Think about the iPhone. Think about, you know, Microsoft. Think about Coca-Cola. These are things that people want to buy. And again, some people, I'm not gonna lie, maybe they're a little mad about the price being too high or whatever, but generally speaking, they're not fudging the books or anything like that. They're not trying to trick you or give you something that's not there. Enron was a great example of a company that wasn't even really providing a true tangible service in a lot of ways, and they were doing a lot of manipulating in order to make it seem like they were making money off of something. And so think it through. Like a lot of these businesses that are doing very well, See's Candy, they actually have these great services, and oftentimes the customers walk out happy, satisfied, and almost elated that they have this product, because it's not just the the good that they're being provided, it's also the whole experience sometimes. So long story short, what does this mean? Well, Charlie Munger, billionaire and a co-chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, what he has to say about this is that you know, there's plenty of money to be made center court. Well, actually, Warren Buffett says that. There's plenty of money to be made center court. There's no need straying off into the side. What he means by that, Warren Buffett, is that you can make plenty of money being honest, being ethical, and doing the right thing, rather than compromising yourself and doing the wrong thing and cheating and lying in order to make money. And I see this in business. I also see this in life, at work. I also see this in dating. You know, it's very it's horrible, but I see a lot of people who I thought were good people, and they compromise. And it's a bit of a scarcity mentality, a bit of just thinking that, I have to lie or steal or cheat in order to get something, or I have to engage in cheating with this girl who has a boyfriend, because there's not enough girls who are this level of attractiveness who don't have boyfriends. And it's horrendous, and it's there for, it's there for a reason. There's like this potential for it out there. And you know when you look at evolutionary science, you actually see people who have this. You see actual species out there who actually display these traits. Birds stealing from others' nests. So potentially there is some balance or trade-off where it is viable. So um, there is a reason why I think people naturally tend to do this. And so it is one of those things that is quite strange. As far as cheating goes, I'm not going to get into that topic because, again, those are situations where it may not be black and white. Maybe this female is not really into that guy, or the initial relationship is bad. And for me personally, I just think you want to actually be honest and say, okay, we can't just keep doing this um, behind the back of someone. Um, but as far as actual ethics and being moral and honest goes, as far as dating goes, Tucker Max is a great example. He's this man who was famous on the internet for writing all these stories about all his sexual escapades and adventures. And now he's sort of settled down. He has this long-term girlfriend. But one thing he said a few times is that he used to be this guy who tried a bunch of different things. He tried to, what's the word? He tried to lie and cheat and do all these things because he thought maybe it would work better. And what he found through trial and error was that the best practice for the best results happened to be the one that makes you sleep better at night, that doesn't make you feel guilty or any of that, which is just be honest with the girl and tell her, okay, I'm in a place at my life where I'm looking for this type of relationship and so forth, rather than lie about this. And he says it's great for a lot of reasons. Cuts out a lot of the garbage, and they respect you for being honest, and it's a breath of fresh air because most guys are not honest, and a lot of other things. So again, I am exploring this concept because, as Charlie Munger says, avoid extremist views, and therefore, I'm on the side where maybe I'm being too black and white in saying that you should always be honest and do well and so forth. You can definitely come off and be too rigid, and it's oftentimes not ideal. You can come off very, just too much on a certain standpoint. So I am exploring these things, but that's basically what I got to say about it. And so, in terms of business practices and in terms of dating, in terms of a lot of these areas, in terms of a person you respect, a person you want to be friends with, most people prefer someone who's honest rather than someone who lies behind your back. So, generally speaking, it is something that you want to do. Now, is this trait on its own going to make everyone just fall in love with you and pour out their cash in front of you and everyone just love you and every girl you want to just come to you? No, it's just, it's one thing in a whole hodgepodge of different factors and traits that add to the equation. But I think definitely for sure, in terms of friendships, in terms of a lot of things, people like honest people. So that's all I gotta say. Thanks.